The following video is sponsored by Vend-Co.com. If you're looking for a side hustle or full-time income, invest in vending machines. Vend-Co.com has the latest vending equipment for the lowest price, and they also have financing. We recently started our own vending machine business with them. Check out their link in the description. Hi everybody, today we're going to be taking a look at the game Monopoly Crooked Cash. The object of the game is you're going to try to be the person that ends up with the most amount of money. So we'll go ahead and go over the components over here. Right over here you have your money, and they range from $10 to $500 bills. And as you can see, there's a big circle over here in each of these bills. And what you're going to be doing in this game is you're going to have the opportunity to decode whether these bills are real or fake. And you're going to be using this magnifying glass over here to determine that. And if the bill ends up being fake, then you're actually going to end up keeping the money, getting rewarded for that. And we'll talk a little bit more about how that works here in a bit. In the beginning of the game, everybody is going to be receiving $1,500. Now, each player is also going to be receiving 2 of these decoder chips over here, and they have a red side and a green side. Anytime you decide to use a decoder chip to determine whether a bill or a card is real or fake, you're going to go ahead and turn one of these over like so, and this is going to be unusable until you land on or pass go. Once you're able to do that, you'll be able to turn over your chips again and use them again. Right over here, we've got your chance cards and your community chest cards. Now, as in the money also being fake and were real, the chance cards can also be fake. Not true with the community chest cards. Those are going to be regular cards, but I will go ahead and show you some of the cards that are in this game. You'll get to keep and play at a later time. Here's one that says, draw 3 community chest cards, use one immediately and discard the others. Here's another one that says, check another player's bills or chance card without using a decoder chip, which I'll talk about that too. Here's one more I'll show you. And it says, bonus cash, when you pass go, collect $400. And I'll show you some of the community chest cards as well. Here we go. We got one that says, clean your cash. Use the decoder to check any 5 of your bills. Find any fakes, swap them with new ones from the bank. Here's one that says, next time you owe rent, property owner must pay you that rent instead. Here's one that says, pay out a bribe. Immediately pay each player $100 or go to jail. So again, there's several different types of cards like this, and you're going to place these cards over here in their selected slots. Now in the beginning, you're going to go ahead and place 3 chance cards over here in the middle in these little slots, and anytime you land on the chance space, you're going to pick up one of these cards. You can pick which one that you want to pick up. Here are the tokens that you have to choose from. You've got the dinosaur, here is the little penguin, here we have the kitty, we have a rubber duck, we have the car. Even though it's a flat car, it's different. And then, of course, we have the dog. You'll choose one of the tokens, and you'll place it over here on the go space to start. So we'll go ahead and go over the board spaces. Of course, you have your property spaces over here. Chance and community chests, you have those spaces all around. You got the jail space. If you end up rolling doubles 3 times in a row, you'll go to jail. If you end up drawing a card that tells you to go to jail, you'll also go to jail. Or if you land on the go to jail space, you'll also go to jail. If you land on free parking, nothing's going to happen. You also have these train spaces over here. Here's a couple of them. Anytime you land on that, you're going to go ahead and move your token to the next unowned property. You're going to go ahead and roll the dice, and whoever rolls the highest is going to go first, and then play is going to go ahead and pass to the left. So you roll the die, and then you'll go ahead and move that amount of spaces. And as in regular Monopoly, if you roll doubles, you'll roll again. 7, 8, 9. Landed on just visiting. But let's just say I happen to land over here on St. Charles Place. I can go ahead and purchase it if it's not owned. This is the purchase price, and I will go ahead and I will pay that to the bank. And then I will go ahead and get the property deed card that goes along with it. In this case, it is going to be this one. If I decide I don't want to buy it, then we can go ahead and put it up for auction. And the bidding is going to go up in increments of $10 or more. And whoever wins the auction is going to go ahead and win the property. If nobody wants to auction it, then the property is just going to stay with the bank. So if, let's say, the dinosaur ended up landing on St. Charles Place and I happen to own it, he's going to end up paying me rent. In this case, he's going to end up paying me $70 for rent since he landed on me. If it turned out that I owned all properties in the color set, he would pay me double, which is $140. If I happen to have a hotel on this, he would end up paying me this amount, and this is how much the hotel is going to cost. In order for me to build a hotel, I'm going to have to own all the properties in the color set, and I can basically build a hotel whenever I want. I just have to pay the cost, and then I'll go ahead and place the hotel onto the property like so. Now on top of this, on the back of the card, this is going to tell me if in case I need to get funds, the instruction on the back will tell me how I can do it. In this case, I would just simply sell the property back to the bank for face value, and then, or I could trade it or sell it to somebody. If I happen to have a hotel on there, like I do, I'll have to sell the hotel back for half price and then sell this at full price. Now on the bills and on the chance cards, there are going to be these little symbols over here, and I'll show them to you. And this is going to tell you whether the bills are real or fake. This is the real one, Mr. Monopoly, and the fake one, Mr. Monopoly, is going to have a mask on. Now, how this works, if someone ends up owing you money because they owe you rent, or right before someone ends up buying a property, you can go ahead and flip one of these chips over and says, I want to check one of the bills. So let's just say somebody wanted to buy States Avenue for $140, and they had these bills in their hands ready to go to the bank. You can flip over one of these chips to say, I want to check one of the bills. So let's say you go ahead and decide you're going to check the $100 bill. What you'll do is you're going to take this magnifying glass over here, and you're going to set the bottom of it on this M, like so. And then what you're going to do is you're going to move it around a little bit. As you can see, there's some symbols going on, and what you're going to do is you're going to try to find Mr. Monopoly. But if you can see him, he's like right over there, and when you see him, he does not have a mask on. So this is a legit bill. So in this case, nothing is going to happen. The player will go ahead and be able to pay the money. Now, if it turned out the money was fake, then the player who was able to catch it is going to go ahead and keep this bill as a reward, and the player is going to have to use another bill in order to try to pay for the property or for rent. Now, it works the same way with the chance card. Let's just say this player played this card, says sneak a peek, and before he plays the card, someone could say, I'm going to go ahead and play one of these decoder chips and check the card. Works the same way. What you'll do is you'll take the magnifying glass and you'll put it in here and move it around a little bit and try to find Mr. Monopoly. And let's see here. But it looks like that Mr. Monopoly is legit. If you end up finding a fake chance card, you'll discard it, and then you're going to go ahead and collect $100 from the bank. And the player that played the chance card is not going to reap any of the rewards that they got from playing this chance card. So that's how it works. So anytime you land on chance, you'll go ahead and pick up one of these cards, and then you'll replenish the empty space with another card, and then you can go ahead and hold on to it. Now, if you end up going to jail because you landed on jail or rolled doubles 3 times in a row, there's a few ways you can get out. You can pay $50 to the bank and then roll and move on your next turn. If you end up rolling doubles, you'll just simply move out of jail with the number that you rolled. Or if you have a get out of jail free card, you can go ahead and use that and then roll. Now, if you're in jail, you're not going to be able to use any of your decoder chips. Now, whenever you land on or pass go, you're going to collect $200 salary. Now in the game, just like in regular Monopoly, you can do deals and trades. You can trade for cards and make sales and things like that anytime during the game. Now, if it turns out that you owe somebody money and you can't pay, what you can do is you can try to raise money by selling the properties back to the bank, as I had mentioned, and the hotels. And if it turns out you're still in debt, you're going to be bankrupt and out of the game. And you'll give the player that got you bankrupt any chance or community chest cards that you have. And if you owe the bank, you'll return any of the chance and community chest cards to the bottom of the appropriate deck. Now, the game is going to end once all of the properties have been purchased. And when that happens, everybody's going to go ahead and collect rent for all of the properties that they own, along with any of the hotels. They're going to just get full rent for whatever is owed. After that, everybody's going to go ahead and count up their money, and whoever has the most amount of money at the end of the game is going to win. And that, folks, is Monopoly Crooked Cash.